Yeah, Olu. And you got a review?
I'm tired, man. I'm not doing the review.
Alright, cool. I'm gonna call reinforcements.
Olu, you have a review! Now do your review. Oh, swear down, there's a camera. Peace.
Yeah, you better one. Sorry for that, guys. But you know what? It's been a long time. All jokes aside, let's get into it. Killer Mike and LP, Run the Jewels. Okay, so let's get into the background information on Killer Mike and LP. And I'm gonna start with my favorite, so let's go with LP first. LP is a Brooklyn rapper, producer, and entrepreneur who really over the last 10 years has helped shape the sound of underground hip hop. His first two albums, Fantastic Damage and I'll Sleep When You're Dead, are arguably some of the most classic underground albums in terms of their style, production, and just the way he rhymes. I mean, let's face it, LP is a genius on the mic. He's basically a walking thesaurus with unlimited rap genius. And for those of us who like rap, I think you'll understand what that means. He also founded Def Jux, which is his own label, which helped release some classics as well, which he was a part of. Cannibal Ox, and also Labor Day by A$AP Rock. And in 2012, he released Cancer for Cure, which is personally in my top 10 albums of last year. A really lyrically dense, heavy electronic production. It was a fantastic album, and definitely an album that you should go look for. Okay, so let's get on to the next MC. Killer Mike. Killer Mike is a southern MC who made his debut at rapping on Snapping and Trapping. On Snapping and Trapping on Outkast's legendary album from 2000, Skankona. And since then, he's also been underground. Of course, what do you expect from a southern rapper? He's just gonna have those typical trap, bass heavy, get your trunk bouncing beats. Well, that's what you would think. But Killer Mike is one of the most socially conscious and socially charged rappers there are. So I know what you're thinking. Brooklyn, Southern, at least one's had a bit of success, one's been mainly underground. How the hell did they come together? Well, I had the answer. The answer is rap music. That's the name of their 2012 collaboration album. And in my opinion, that was the fourth best album last year. It was absolutely amazing. The 2012 version of America's Most Wanted by Ice Cube. Lyrically dense, politically and socially charged. It was amazing and a great album. So now, they're coming up with their follow-up album. And this time, LP is also on the mic, as opposed to last time where he was just on the beats. So let's get into it, Run the Jewels. Okay, so let's start with the first song on the album, the title track, Run the Jewels. Symbolically named this because when you say Run the Jewels, it means that they're going to take your jewels, and if you're taking it in context, they're going to take everything, they're going to take the rap game. And with lyrics like this, who's going to stop them? LP starts off the verse with what pretty much everyone's thinking, with the line, "Oh dear, what the fuck have we here?" It's just a lyrical battle. It's amazing. Killer Mike is talking about how he's gonna shoot your poodle. Your poodle. No, them little things. No? Never mind, I'm sorry. Also, LP, he starts spitting like he's either a genius or the most insane human being on planet Earth. All over LP's signature dark, twisted, electronic, futuristic production is just a banger. And I want to emphasize the lyrical battle, because people don't seem to understand when I say lyrics. I'm not just talking about that lyrical, miracle, spiritual, just rhyming for rhyming's sake. I mean, these guys are like literally like rhyming their asses off. It's amazing. So what an opener. Alright guys, so let's talk about another song I want to touch on. Banana Clipper featuring Big Boy. And this song is just lyrical mayhem. This song reminds me of, I think it's the second song of Eminem and Voice to 5'9", Bad Meets Evil, Hell the Sequel, Fast Lane. It's just the way they just bounce off of each other, they're finishing off each other's lines. And the thing is, I don't want to talk about the production, mainly because throughout this album, I know a lot of people are going to be thinking, oh, but where's LP's signature production? This album isn't about production, and this song's a prime example. This song is just about the lyrics, and if I forgot to mention, the lyrics. LP refers to his song and verse as Chernobyl talk, listen for the sirens, and it's just, this man, I swear, his rhymes, you know the Matrix, the codes, those things, if you just reverse them, they're his words. I know that for a fact. And then Big Boy comes in, spitting a fantastic verse, and the way he ends it, with such arrogance, when I tell you it'll get you gassed, I mean...
Agreement for mama, if we broke up and she took half, I still be sitting on commas, 8 figures, nickel.
Okay, let me talk about another song I really want to touch on. And this song is fighting for possibly my favorite song on the album. It's DDFH, Do Dope Fuck Ho. And I have to say, sorry LP, I love you man, but Killer Mike took this one. His flow is impeccable on this song. And with lines like, even if you're not Jay or Puff, you might do time, and even then you might do 10, word to shine. And then he's talking about police brutality, like in the first 8 lines. It's was so good. This song literally could have been like the 13th or 14th song on rap music. That's how good it is. LP, obviously he's just spazzing, being his usual, trying to code the Matrix stuff. That's what I want to refer to him as, Mr. Matrix, because I didn't get anything he said. I was just nodding my head like, yep, what are you talking about? But either way, it's still a fantastic song. Okay, so let's talk about the next song, the song that precedes the song I was just talking about, Do Dope Fuck Ho. This is Sea Legs. I don't know if he done this intentionally with the title and the production, but I swear, I think I can hear the sounds of waves crashing down. It sounds really calm. You got these high bass notes with mellow instrumentals. And you would think that they would be calm, but then Killer Mike comes in. And look guys, I just have to, let me get the line itself. And I'm quoting this one. Your idols are my rivals. I rival all your idols. I stand on the tower like Eiffel. I rifle all your idols. Huh? And of course, you know, LP again. This song was just, it was really good. And it kind of makes me sad that they didn't want to do this on the whole album. I mean, I understand you just made rap music and you just made Cancer for Cure. But some more socially conscious songs, some more content-driven songs would have been nice. So you know what, I could talk about the whole thing, but really this is how all the albums and all the songs follow suit. They're really just the same thing, with the exception of Christmas Fucking Miracle. That song there, you need to listen to it yourself because no review can ever do it justice. But let's get into the positives. Okay, so the positives. This is an amazing album. For the fact that they made rap music less than a year ago, and then they're coming out with Run the Jewels, so they've already had a year, not to mention they've both been touring. This album is genius. And it really brings back what I think has been missing in hip hop, and that's competition. And I know a lot of people are gonna compare this album to Watch the Throne. Even for the titles, Watch the Throne, Run the Jewels, they both have a verb, and they both have jewelry. No one clocked that? I don't think it's stupid.
Shut up, man. Is a throne a fucking jewelry?
It's a throne not made of jewels.
I'm sorry. Carry on.
Exactly. But yeah, unlike Jay-Z and Kanye, these two, they just sounded like two guys who are devoid of reality and the things that we have to go through. And you could hear it on the album, they were just bragging about money. But these two, Killer Mike and LP, it sounds like they have a genuine respect for each other. You can hear that when LP throws it back to Killer Mike and Killer Mike says, producer gave me your beat, said it's the beat of your year. I said LP didn't do it, so get the fuck out of here. I mean, that's not just them two going off of each other saying the best. I think that's a genuine respect. And that's something that's missing from Watch the Throne, which is why I think this is way better. And better than just about anything else, because lyrically, I think only Eminem, Nas, and maybe Kendrick could come up to this standard. And album after album, you got no chance. So that's amazing. There are small negatives. I did want, maybe I don't know why I was expecting this, but I did want basically rap music part 2. And I think that's a bit selfish of me to expect that after all the things that they've been doing for the past year. So for them to give me this in that short time period, it's enough. I think this album is amazing. I'm gonna give this album an 8.5. This is just a stellar album. But what did you guys think? Is there any song that I didn't touch on that you think is good? Is there any song I did touch on that you think is bad? Please comment, rate, and subscribe. Mr. SDS, I'm out.